Hello everybody and welcome back to another Genshin Impact tier list. A few weeks ago I did a tier list where I talked about the Genshin characters that I don't have and how likely I would be to pull them, and those are all of the characters here in the purple tier, the don't have tier. Well, I was also thinking I wanted to do a regret tier list for all the characters I do have and how likely I would be to pull them again if I got a second chance, or if there are any that I truly do regret. With that being said, there's a lot of characters here to sort, so let's see how much I regret these characters. So Kaeya is interesting because he's obviously a free character, and yet I didn't put him in Wasn't Trying For, and that's because I actually C6'd Kaeya by buying his constellations from the shop for like 2 years straight. And honestly, collection purposes, I still use him when I need a little bit of off-field cryo, but I really got C6 Kaeya because he was like my favorite character when the game launched, and he's just sort of like the OG husbando, and I love him. Diluc, obviously I never pulled him specifically because he's standard, but I was wanting him for so long. I wanted to lose my 50-50 to Diluc for so long, and ultimately I got him. I don't even think I raised him beyond 60. I've never really used him. I really just wanted him because I wanted him, because I like Diluc, and that's it. Razor, my very first main, the character that I wanted so badly when I started Genshin. Love that I pulled him. I got him on my like 3rd or 4th day of playing the game, and he was my main for months after that. Love you, Razor. Bennett. Bennett was like the first 5-star I ever pulled in the game, and boy am I lucky, because Bennett is Bennett, and it's like impossible to play this game without Bennett these days. So I was Ningguang-less for months when the game released. She was the last 4-star I ever needed that I was missing. And finally, when she was on banner, I think it was like during a Lantern Rite or something, I pulled. Honestly, I don't like her gameplay, but I got her. So that's that. Glad to have her, but definitely do not use her. Venti and Child are going directly into collection purposes. I got them way late on their like 3rd reruns or something. Not because I wanted either of them particularly, just because I really like these characters and I wanted them on my account. They're fully built, but I rarely ever use them, especially Child. Sorry, Child. Okay, actually I decided to make another tier because I feel like Love That I Pulled is not a strong enough feeling for some of these characters. So I'm gonna put Bennett down here because I genuinely use Bennett every day and I don't know where I would be if I didn't have Bennett. And that's where we're gonna put the characters that I'm like, I don't know what I would do with myself if I didn't have these characters in this game. I use them constantly. And that's also where Zhongli is going. My very first 5-star. Love you, Zhongli. Xinyan. Absolutely love Xinyan. Wanted her on her very first banner, the Zhongli banner, so bad. Have never really used her, but I still love her character, so she's going in collection purposes. Albedo is going to be the first character that I could do without. I love my little chalk prince. He is genuinely one of my favorites, but from a gameplay perspective, I don't ever use him, and he's only like half built. And honestly, I could probably put him into collection purposes, but I feel like there's no one else in this tier, so we're actually going to move him and Ningguang down, just so he's not lonely. Oh, but no, I'm going to put him in collection purposes. I'm sorry, Ningguang. I demoted you just to promote Albedo. He really is one of my favorite characters, so I just know that even if I hadn't pulled him way back when, I would have pulled him at some point, even if he's like really bad, because I just love Albedo. Xiao, the character I started the game for. If Xiao wasn't in the game, I probably would never have played Genshin Impact, so I love that I pulled him, got him on his very first banner, lost the 50-50 to Jean first, was very mad about it, but then I came back with a vengeance and I got him. Xiao, I'm getting Shan Yun just for you, and Gaming, but mainly just for you, and once I have her, I'm going to use you every single day again, and you're going to go up here. I genuinely used Xiao for like a year straight, like he was my favorite for so long. Rosaria, considering she's still C0, even after like 4 years, and I have never built her, I could probably do without, but I do love Rosaria, but I'm not building her until I get her to like a high constellation level, and for some reason she just does not want to come home, so there we go. Yanfei, after Razor, she was my next main. I used her for so long, she was my only pyro DPS for so long, and I still absolutely love her to this day. Kazuha, my favorite boy, well, tied with Cyno. Use you every day, bud, don't know what I would do without you. Yoimiya, oh, I'm putting her in use every day too. She's also one of my absolute faves, like top 3, top 4. Even though I have other characters that are better than her, even pyro DPSs that are better than her, her ease of use is the best. You just click and she kills everything. I love Yoimiya, one of my favorite characters in the game, truly. I think she's so underrated. I love her to death. Sayu. I put her here because I pulled specifically on the first Yoimiya banner, even though I didn't want her back then, just for Sayu. I could do without her. I have never built her, and I've never touched her after I pulled her. I just wanted her to complete the 4-star collection mainly. Sarah, also a character I am just never going to use because I don't have Raiden, and if I did, I wouldn't use Raiden in a team where Sarah is best for her because I don't really think any of Raiden's best teams want Sarah. Toma, I went through hell and high water to get you, Toma. I accidentally pulled a 5-star, it was a Mona, I only got him at C1, etc, etc, but I use him all the time, so I'm glad that I got him, even though it was painful. It was really, really painful. And now we're at Ito. I'm sorry, Ito. I think he's great, he's such a fun character, but I just never use him. I just never use him. He's so poorly built on my account. I don't really like his gameplay. I feel like his damage is not all that anymore. And I don't know. I only pull him out when I need Geo for like events. I don't even use him in Abyss. Like, I'm sorry, Ito, but considering the fact that I just never use you, I would have just preferred to have the Primo Gems. I'm sorry. And since in this hypothetical situation I'm not pulling for Ito, I don't have any need for Goro, so he's going and could do without. Yunjin is interesting. I really gunned for a C6 Yunjin on her first banner, and I got it, and I was super, super lucky to get it. Because I thought like I was gonna use her for like everyone, basically. Like, my Yunjin is pretty well built, but not so well built that she's better than Bennett for characters like Yoi and Ayato. So honestly, I could do without her. Even though I spent a really long time building her, my Bennett is still just better than her in every situation where either of them would be good. Ayato. If I had known that Nuviet was coming, no, I'm not putting him there. I'm putting him in could do without, because right now, I don't think there's any real reason to get Ayato when Nuviet is in the game. Keep in mind, I love Ayato. I am an Ayato defender. I think there should be more characters in Genshin that are like Ayato, which is basically a jack of all trades, master of none. Ayato is not a great carry, but he's got a little bit of everything. He can be a carry, you can use him as an off-field hydro, like, he's got a lot of stuff going for him. He's just not, like, super good at any one of those things. I used Ayato all the time. He was one of my favorite DPSs up until when Nuviet came out, and now I never touch him. And honestly, because of that, I'm actually going to put him in Love That I Pulled, because I don't know what I would have done for that, like, year before Nuviet came out, or like over a year. Well over a year before Nuviet came out, when I needed a Hydro DPS, and Ayato was the only person I had. So honestly, yeah, I'm glad that I have him. Kuki I'm putting in use every day because I honestly kind of do. She's arguably the most important character on my Alhaitham team, which is the second team I use in Abyss. When Hazo came out, I really did gun for him, and I love Hazo as a character. I really do. I think he's underrated, but I don't need him. I didn't spend a huge amount of Primo Gems or anything on him, so I wouldn't put him all the way here, but like, definitely not that useful in my account these days. Okay, Cyno. This is an interesting character. Cyno is my favorite character in Genshin, alongside Kazuha. I have Cyno, and I have his signature weapon. It's my favorite signature weapon in the game. I love Cyno to death. Really, really do. I almost never use him. I do use him sometimes, actually, with his premium team, Nahida, Farina, Baiju, Cyno, but definitely not nearly as much as I would need to not put him here. In fact, I have been seriously considering pulling for Clorand on her next rerun, just so that I have an Electro character that I can use for events and stuff. That's how much I don't use Cyno, even though he's my favorite character in the game. And because he's my favorite character in the game, that is exactly why I'm going to put him here. I'm going to be nice. Because of course, I'm going to pull for all the characters that I really, really love, regardless of how good or bad their kit is. I love Cyno. I use him in Overworld a lot. I even have a physical DPS build for him, just so that I can use him for Overworld exploration and stuff. Candace, another character I absolutely love, who I didn't have for such a long time. In fact, the first time that I got her was just like a month or two ago, when we got a free one from an event. And honestly, collection purposes. I don't use her, probably never going to use her, probably never going to build her, but she's one of my favorite looking characters in the game, and I'm glad that I have her, because she's awesome. Nahida. I have Nahida. I have Nahida C2. Remember when I got Nahida C2 in that one video? The Gaming video? And I use her every day. I mean, I can't be mad. Nahida's one of the best characters in the game, and I really like Dendro. It's probably one of my favorite elements in the game, and she's in basically all of those teams. So yeah, Layla, I could do without. I really wanted her for a while, didn't get her on her first banner, got her on her second banner, I think. Was really convinced I was going to build her, because I wanted a second shielder after Zhongli, and never ended up getting to it. Wanderer, I use him every day. He's my favorite carry in the game. Like Yoimiya, he's just so easy to use. He clears everything that needs to be cleared. He's got crazy mobility for overworld exploration. I truly believe he is the most convenient character in the game. He just does everything that you would want for casual gameplay. Sure, he's not the most cracked DPS in the world, but he's cracked in every other way. Faruzan, I absolutely love that I pulled you. In fact, if I'm putting Wanderer here, I have to put Faruzan here. Hey, remember that time that I got C6 Faruzan in that one video, the Gaming video? Well, here we go again. C6 Faruzan was such a game changer for my account. It turned Wanderer from being a kind of like mid-tier DPS to being a really good DPS on my account, and it's all thanks to this eccentric grandma. Alhaitham, my actual husband. I'm putting him here because I use him every day. I use him every abyss. I don't know if his team or Nuviet's team is stronger on my account. It doesn't matter. I love him. And also, he's my Genshin crush, so I would have gotten him anyway. Dia is another interesting character because she's also standard. However, if you watched my Dia video from a month or two ago, which not many of you did, by the way, go watch it, you'll know that I picked Dia on my standard selector, even though I also don't have Tugnari, and there's other characters who I want constellations of. But Dia, I just love her. I love her character. I love her character design. I love her voice acting. So I needed her on my account, even though I honestly don't use her almost at all. So I'm putting her in collection purposes because I love her. I did build her. Go watch that video. I built her. There's proof. Mika. I did actually pull for you, like specifically for Mika, just for collection purposes. Never ended up building him. In a world where I get C6 Mika, I might, because he's pretty decent for Wanderer on a Farina team, but yeah, I could definitely do without. Baiju, love that I pulled. Open my eyes to healers. Honestly, sometimes I put Baiju on teams just for the comfort of having someone who can heal like your entire team to full instantly. It's great. Kaveh is lucky that I got him in 110 pull on the original Baiju banner, because if it had taken me more pulls to get him, he would be in Wish I Didn't Pull, because his kit is absolute ass. I'm sorry, Kaveh. His character design, his voice acting, everything is so peak. It is so elite. But his kit is one of the absolute worst in the game. It is so bad. It is so bad. So I'm gonna put him in collection purposes, just because I love his character so much. He's built on my account. I don't think he has the right artifacts anymore, but he is built. But I literally never use him because he is so miserable to use. I'm so mad at what they did to my boy. Linny, he's the best pyro DPS I have on my account, although it might be Gaming nowadays. I'm not sure. When I get Shan Yun, it'll definitely be Gaming, I think, but I love Linny. I love him, like genuinely. I really, really, really like Linny. He's fun to use. I love his animations. His character is great. Fremine, collection purposes. He's fully built. I love Fremine, actually. He's one of my favorite Fontaine characters. I think he's really underrated. His kit is so fun. That is a physical DPS done right. If he was a 5-star, I think people would be all over his kit because it is genuinely so well done. It is so fun to use. However, because he's a 4-star, his numbers are just really underwhelming, and therefore no one pays attention to him, which, like, fair enough. But if you're looking just for pure fun in Genshin Impact, I would take a look at Fremine's kit because it's a lot of fun. Nuviet, what can I say? What can I say? He's Nuviet. Need I say more? He trivializes most of the game. I use him every abyss. I love his character. His story is maybe the best in Genshin Impact, only rivaled by like Farina right now, so yeah, that's all there is to say. Risley, love that I pulled because he's my only cryo DPS. But not a huge fan. I think his kit is pretty boring. I love his design for totally not sus reasons. And his voice acting's fine. Farina, use every day. Similar to Nuviet, what else more can I say about Farina? She's Farina. Incredible kit, incredible character. That's it. That's it. If y'all watched my Farina Pulls video, you'll know that I got like super high constellation Charlotte without even trying, so I'm actually not sure why I didn't put her and wasn't trying for, because I wasn't. But I was excited to get her, but I never built her, so there we go. Chevreuse, I wanted so bad. If y'all watched my Kaniche Pulls video, you'll know that I really wanted a Chevreuse or two, and even though I haven't built her yet, I love that I have her and that I can build her whenever I want. Gaming! I know I've mentioned it 1,000,000 times, but go watch my Gaming Pulls video. We got him C6 on the day he came out. I love him. He's my absolute boy, my son in Genshin Impact. And I love him. And I love him every day. And I love that I pulled him. And I'm gonna get Shan Yun just for him and Xiao. But mainly just for him. Emily, this one's a controversial one. I like Emily a lot. I think her kit is pretty strong. I don't hate her design as much as people do. I think her character's pretty fun. I like Emily. I admit I was really against her design when I first saw it, and then it grew on me. And now I quite enjoy her. I just want more teams where she's good. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I like Emily. Kaniche is lucky that I love him as a character, because he probably would be here, because I don't need another Dendro DPS. In fact, I broke my only supports rule that I was trying to do for a year because I liked Kaniche so much. I love that I pulled him. He's super fun to use. I don't need him at all. I have Alhaitham, but I pulled for him, and honestly, he's fun, and I still use him every day, and his movement ability in Natlan is great. Shalonen, use every day, because she's incredible. She's so strong. What more is there to say? A really good support is a really good support. Absolutely the best kind of character in Genshin. And finally, Auroron. If you watch my Auroron Pulls video, you'll know, never wish for a 4-star. But honestly, I've been finding Auroron pretty fun. There isn't like really a team that he's like super good on my account, but I've been enjoying just kind of using him. And the Natlan Archon quest and the recent event that he features in have made me so endeared to him. So yeah, those are my characters. Let me know if there's any characters in Genshin that you really regret pulling and why, because I think that's the most interesting part about this conversation is people regret characters for so many different reasons. And while you're at it, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I make a ton of Genshin Impact videos. Thank you all for sticking around to the end, and with that said, I think that's going to be it. So I will see you all next time. Later!